everybody, this is Keith Gleason, host of Indie Comics Relay, creator of the Mighty Mascots, and promoter for the Plastic City Comic Con. And I'm here with another 5 Questions with an Indie Creator segment. Before we get into that, just a reminder that the Mighty Mascots triple size anniversary issue is live right now on Indiegogo. We have 8 days left of the first 30 days, and currently we're at 88%, so it's looking good. I hope to hit by the end of this 30 days. If not, we'll catch it in the next 30 days. But check it out. The issue itself is growing and growing and growing. We're heading towards about 60 pages for this double-sized issue. I have on the thing there, it should be $6.99, but I'm probably going to raise this cover price to about $9.99 when it's done. And that reflects the price actually in the campaign as well. So check that out. And then, of course, we got the Breakfast Brawler action figures, which are right in the campaign here. First time doing some toys. I'm so excited for these. We've been working on these a couple of years to try to make these happen, and we finally did. So these are the toys. So check them out. There's 4 sets of 2. And if you buy all 4, you get the glow-in-the-dark Mondo for free. So that'll be in its own separate package. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm so happy with this campaign, how everything's going. And I'm really happy with this issue too. It's got some backup stories that are exciting. And it's cool to see new creators working on the Mighty Mascots. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So all right, let me go back. Let's get into the video. Well, first I want to address, in case some of you notice my backdrop here is we right behind my studio here is 2 windows, and the windows are just really bad. So we're going to be getting those replaced soon. So I kind of had to take down the wall. So it's not my normal, but I threw up some cereal boxes so it didn't look, so you're not just seeing a big window, big terrible window back there. So but yeah, now off to the video. So we're doing 5 questions with an indie creator. This is a segment that we do time to time on the channel. And basically, I mean, we have so many requests for people to come on our live stream that we just can't, take everybody on, which we want to do, but we just don't have the time in the day. And once the live stream gets 2 guests, it's kind of tough to keep up with. And we're going to try to retool it maybe the beginning of the year on how we do it, like might stagger out segments and things like that, but we'll keep you posted on that. But yeah, so I end up doing these segments to actually help out a creator, especially if they have a crowdfunding campaign that they are trying to fund. Hey, we're all in that same boat, right? Well, we're all indie creators, and we're here to help and share the love of comics. So the creator that will be joining us today for the 5 questions segment is named Mark Bell, and he has a comic book called Strange Ranger #2. And this looks to be like an all ages kind of story about a ranger, and there's some supernatural stuff happening in this park. And I looked through it. The art is really fun. It's got that very YA look to it, which I think is pretty cool. I think a young kid would love this. I mean, troll badger, how can you go wrong with that? So I just looked through, love the character designs here and all the different characters. This looks like a fun book. It reminds me of that cartoon Netflix was doing for a while with I forget the name of it, Agatha or something. There was like the artwork looks kind of like that. If you know what I'm talking about, please comment in the chat. I forget the name of it, but it looks very similar to that. And it just looks like a good campaign. He is currently at, it looks like he's more than halfway to the goal, and he's got 28 days to go. So this was launched a couple days ago. So that's a strong start, actually. Great job, Mark. So $3,000 goal. It's currently at 1637, 28 days to go. And he's got a ton of different perks here. I always recommend physical perks because I love a physical book. And you can get in on the books for as low as $10. That's great. So yeah, so check it out. He's got a lot of options here. and it looks like a cool campaign, especially if you're looking for stuff for the young ones. Okay. All right. So now that we took a look at that, let me pull up the questions that I asked Mark. I try to mix it up a little bit for every creator, so that way. But some questions are a variation on the other ones that I've asked in the past. But all right. First of all, let's hear from Mark. Let's hear his introduction here.
Hey, Keith. It's so glad to be talking to you and doing this. The work you do with Mighty Mascots and certainly Indie Comics Relay are amazing work. You get it. You get indie comics. You get making comics. You get loving comics. And the indie comic scene needs more people like you. So I just wanted to say thank you for all the stuff you do.
Oh, thanks, Mark. That's so nice of you to say. I mean, we do try to make this channel, as far as we like to promote ourselves, me and Johnny, of course, and Harry, but we want to make it a place where creators can come to promote their stuff as well, so appreciate the kind words there. All right, let's go to question number 1. The first question I have for Mark is, was your young adult supernatural comic Strange Ranger influenced by any horror movies, books, or comics?
I was raised on 80s horror books, horror movies, horror video games, horror comics, and so certainly it has had an influence on what I do. Strange Ranger 2 is Night of the Trollbadgers, which is a direct reference to Night of the Living Dead, and the comic is really a bunch of little supernatural creatures that take over the park. It's kind of like Gremlins, which, in my opinion, is an underrated 1980s horror comedy and a Christmas movie.
All right. Love that. All right. Question number 2. What inspired you to start writing in the young adult and supernatural genres?
First of all, 5 years ago, I started coming back to comics to make them, and I was reading through previews, and there's still a lot of dudes in tights who are punching each other. Now, I love those comics. I buy my Batman comic every month, buy my Daredevil comics every month. I love that stuff, but it's not really a way to break in to the genre, and it's not really offering something new. And I wanted to offer something new. I wanted to draw young readers into comics, which I really wanted to do. I wanted to take my love of comics and bring it to other people, and especially young women who have been traditionally left out of that market. I wanted to draw them into comics because I think their readership and their creations bring so much to comics.
All right, great answer. Have you noticed any trends in young adult literature that influence your writing?
Certainly having strong female characters who solve complex issues without physical conflict coming into it. A book that fits into this is certainly Lumberjanes, and the work of Rihanna Talgmeyer is another huge influence on what I'm doing. Instead of the conflict being about saving somebody, it's about working together to save all of us.
All right, question number 4. How do you balance realism with the fantastical elements in your stories?
For Strange Ranger, I really wanted the realism elements to be the anxiety of having the responsibility of a first job. The main character, Agatha, it's her first job as a park ranger. She's in charge of this whole park. She's overwhelmed with all the things she's responsible for with now. And then on top of it, it's not a normal park. It's got supernatural elements. It's got a weremoose. What do you do with that? So those struggles of your own fears and self-doubt mixed with the supernatural, I think, are a fun world to play in.
All right, question number 5. What message or takeaway do you hope readers gain from your comics and stories?
The biggest thing is I want people to have fun and enjoy reading comics. Comics are fun. I loved reading comics. I love the stories. I love the goofs. I love all sorts of fun, amazing things that you see in comics that you don't see anywhere else. And then on top of that, I wanted people to have that urge to make stories or make comics, especially. As a young kid, I was reading Alpha Flight in Canada, and I was like, wait a minute, you could have comics about people who live in Canada? I should be making comics. And I made some really horrible comics then.
All right. Finally, I always throw in a fun question at the end here. What is one fun fact about you that the fans might be surprised to learn?
I think the biggest thing is my family. I have 4 kids that are all 22. From my wife's first marriage, who has triplets, and my first marriage, we have a child that's the same age. The group of us were a bit of adventure. There's 4 kids. There couldn't be more different. And I'm so excited to see them grow up and become adults and see what they become.
All right. And finally, give us a quick 2-sentence elevator pitch for Strange Ranger. Go.
Keith, first of all, I want to thank you for doing this. I'm Mark Bell. I'm a writer, a letterer, and publisher at Plague Doctor Press. We have 2 main books, Spirit, which has 3 issues, 2 printed and 1 in production, and Strange Ranger, which is 1 issues in production. We're kickstarting issue number 2, Night of the Trollbadgers, on November 19th. Agatha Gordon is a brand new park ranger in Dusk River Park, which is full of supernatural creatures and stories. It's got a kind of Gravity Falls vibe and amazing artwork by Ringo-nominated artist Janssen Carbonell, who is an absolute joy to work with. Thank you for allowing me to have this time, and I hope the audio is good on this one because I've recorded this a couple of times now. Thanks a lot, Keith. And I hope you're having a great day.
All right. Excellent. Excellent answers, Mark. Thank you for joining us for this segment of 5 Questions with an Indie Creator. If any of you guys out there want to do one of these segments, please reach out to me. It's great for if you have a campaign or if you just want to come on and promote your comic, send me a request and I'll come up with some questions for you. And all you have to do is record yourself and send them to me and we'll cut a video for you. So, all right, everybody, thank you for watching this video. As always, we like, subscribe, share. We appreciate all of you guys checking us out, checking out this channel. And join us every other Monday for our live streams with interviews with the indie creators. Me, Johnny, and Harry get together, and we have a lot of fun just talking to people and just celebrating our love of comics. So, all right, everybody, have a great week. And most importantly, read some comics. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.